this week has just been so bizarre. I had to make a quick trip to a former city where I lived on a quick plane ride to retrieve some of the things from my apartment, my clothing, some family mementos, and my guitars. Yes, I have my guitars back, and I am quite happy about that because it's been a long time. Stuff I had not seen since pre-pandemic era. So I went to the airport, and I got to tell you, I'm the only man in the 2 airports that I went to who was maskless. The question is, as you can see here, the mask mandate mandated, says federal law, is where does the federal end and the state begin? Because that's really what it comes down to. I don't wear it, so it's right here. The biggest and vast amounts of belongings. Look at this. Look at this. Just an update. So we get on the plane with Frontier Airlines. And let's just say, to be cliche, it is the last frontier for me. But we get on the plane, and everybody, the who's who of the carnival crowd was there. And everyone's 5 to 8 kids were there as well, with their gold chains and gold teeth. And that's fine. Everything stopped, and the SWAT team came on the plane to escort a terrorist off the airplane. And said, my God, it feels very reminiscent of 9/11, I thought. And everyone had their mask on. And the HBIC, the head something in charge, who's also a CDC undercover physician and just happens to work as a stewardess on the side. She made sure that she got the measurements with the protractors out to make sure of my mask. And I said, and I made sure I said, thank you, doctor. Thank you for your wonderful resilience and bravery and being on the front line, making sure us prisoners have our mask on. Thank you very much. Oh no, she wasn't having any of that. You are not allowed to talk back to the head physician in charge there for Frontier Airlines Medical Center. But whatever, I said, you know, I'll bite my tongue for a change. And I sat down. And then that's when the SWAT team came to escort the terrorists out. Now, you may be asking yourself, Dean, you were on a plane with a terrorist, and this person had a weapon of war or a bomb or something. Worse. This terrorist on the plane with us didn't have her mask on properly and put our lives in danger. And I said, oh, God, what is she thinking? I held my breath for a good 30 seconds. Until she was off the plane. And naturally, being part of the collective, being part of the very dumbed down, low IQ'd, Cheeto fingers, government cheese collective, they began to clap and cheer and scoff at this terrorist for not complying with not the laws, with the corporate terms and services of our new Constitution, our new Magna Carta, called the Corporate Terms and Service Policies, because we live in a world made of apps ran by terms and services. Probably will be the name of my new book once I write one. Everyone's scoffing at her. I wanted to be the wild hair of the bunch. I wanted to be the red-headed stepchild. And I said, guys, wait a minute. Why are we scoffing and not jeering at the airlines for adopting the most ridiculous, laziest narrative known to man, which is this virus from a bat that loved us? Why are we scouring and scoffing at the individual? No one had an answer. So then I get to a point where I start answering my own questions, like any lawyer. Oh, it's because we've never heard this kind of talk. So I really dumbed down my talk. Anyways, we take off, and about 20 minutes left in the flight. And just so you know, I did an all-nighter Sunday into Monday morning working on a special because I knew I was going to miss Monday here at class, and I wanted to play it. But so I worked all night. I'm tired. I probably should have eaten more that morning. I didn't eat much, but whatever. about 15, 20 minutes in the flight, I am feeling nauseous, like car sick, nauseous, but like car sick plus seasick and everything sick. And I had the slave mask over my beak, very hard to breathe. I felt like I was breathing a Chinese man's foot from Beijing. You could just smell it because, you know, they use them to mop the floors there. So I was smelling Xi Jinping's feet. I said, oh, God, this is terrible. Gym socks smell better. And by the way, I'm getting to because the turbulence is just out of control. And so, you know, every time you hear turbulence, you're like, okay, this is how I'm going to die. Okay, let's see. Who am I going to think about before I die? You know, so you go through the Rolodex of people you want to think about and wish them well. So now I'm hunched over. And the one time I'm ready to use the hurling bag, the throw up vomit bag that they all promote, you know, where they get the seatbelts and they do the whole procedure, the ceremonial thing, and, you know, exits that way. And then here's the lunch bag in case you vomit. The one time I need it, it's not there. I said, damn it, just my luck. So they expect me to vomit inside my mask and then put it, you know, just back in. So I said, I can't do this. I'm getting clammy. I'm getting really cold. I'm about to pass out. I have two, I think they were from Brazil, so they didn't understand all the signals and hands and English I was saying about, you know, I'm about to throw up, please. So anyways, I get up, I go to the back, to the bathroom, to the lavatory, and I'm like, I have to rush. And here we have the prison guard, AKA the prison attendant, saying, sir, you put that mask on right now. You put that on, you know, you put it on, or you're, you know, we're going to call your parent. You know, it's like I'm back in high school, like for Dangerous Minds, like, you know, for San Quentin University. And I'm like, okay, I don't care what he says. I'm about to vomit. And it's just, it's coming. So he's like, oh, okay, we'll go in there. I'm like, okay, all right, I will go in there. So I get in there. We've all been in the airplane bathrooms. They're as big as like a tiny suitcase, whatever, vomiting. And it's just, imagine being in a cage and it's just rattling even more so than where it was on your seat, but now times like 50, plus the aromas, whatever was there. So that's even knocking me out a little bit more and then causing more. It's like a vicious cycle of turbulence, shaking, stress from the prison guard right outside the door, the unbelievable, undescribable, nasty aromas from Frontier, and just the stress of it all. And I'm nauseous. So I'm dry heaving all that stuff. I'm like, oh my God, I got to get out of here. I'm claustrophobic. In the mask, it's too much. I try to go out, and that's when all hell ensued. He made sure he stopped the door and he said,
sir, FAA regulations prohibit you from coming out here and being in front of the emergency exit door unless you're fully trained with the manual. And sir, you need to wear a mask. I know you're dying. I know you're vomiting everywhere and can't breathe and are about to have cardiac arrest. But sir, you need to do it with a mask on.
Okay. I said, well, okay. Well, I need to do it with the mask on. And he wouldn't budge. So I was falsely imprisoned in a Frontier bathroom against my will. And I'm thinking the whole time, I said, this is what Wesley Snipes, Passenger 57, felt like. I said, this is it right now. This is my moment to be that 90s film action star right here. How am I going to do this? Am I going to am I going to beat his ass? Am I going to kick his ass right in front of everybody? Well, that might be a federal, I don't know, offense. Who knows? Because these people don't mess around. These people are lock and step with all the procedures of this Event 201, of this Operation Lockstep, of this SPARS 2025. Yeah, look into that. They called security on me, and this all is in line with what so many Americans, so many people around the world are experiencing. They need to travel for work, for family. Hardly anyone's traveling for leisure these days because they don't want to put up with the warden and his deputies locking me in a bathroom. I mean, imagine the authority that is going through the veins of these nobodies, but who have been indoctrinated and granted power over you, over your sovereignty, over your body, over your wellness. So Jason is his name. Jason, with the shiniest bald head I've ever seen, is now the jury executioner and apparently judge and physician. It was the most excruciating, painful experience. I mean, usually I'm the guy that would film it, but I'm hunched over, and I've never felt so ill. I've never felt so ill. Naturally, at least I could do. I ridiculed him and his colleague like no one's ever ridiculed them before. I told them that my wishes for them are to get the miracle jab and die immediately. And I've even sanctioned myself and volunteered to administer it at will. They just say the word, I'll be there and make sure they get it, and I'll pin them down. And I told them this, and I told them when the Nuremberg trials come, I'm going to make sure that he is handled accordingly. And I'm going to make sure I get to pull the lever too and hold him down just like I was in the bathroom dying. God. And I was sick for the rest of the day and then the next day too. And so I do apologize for being tardy now. Coming home, I now have my stuff. Certainly didn't fly again. And I wish I took footage. And oh, by the way, he called security on me, and I love the security. So now we're parked and landed. So I said, "You're going to call security to escort me off the plane in this long line." Well, let's bring it. So as soon as I get out, he made sure he told the teacher on me to make sure he controlled the narrative, so I don't make up any lies. Before I can even explain this, I said, "Sir, before you talk to me, you need to wear a mask." All this stuff. So, anyways, so I went to the restroom right after I got off the plane, and guess who's there in the restroom, alone in the urinal in the back? The same guy that was imprisoning me. I said, "This is poetic justice." Oh yeah. So he's doing his business. I walk right up behind him. And I said,
Well. Look who's here. Just you and I.
And then, so he's peeing, and then he turns around and he goes, and then I swear to God, I'm sorry, but I turned into a pale white ghost. And when I realized,
oh, dear God.
this is completely someone else. And I said, I really want to apologize. I know this is not going to sound believable. I really thought you were someone else, the flight attendant, and I tried to explain it. It just kept getting worse and worse and worse. So, sometimes poetic justice comes months and months, sometimes never at all. But
Individual liberties and the Constitution.